was telling him in the car. Like, I just want it to be like some smooth, flowing, natural interaction so that we can actually get comfortable and open up and embrace true, genuine emotions, you know, not some like made up bullshit.
Yeah. Now you got a nice shirt on.
Thanks, man. It's J Bobby.
Bro?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, man. I like that. I saw it on the clearance rack actually. At
Like
PacSun.
It looks like something you just
It,
want
it feels like a beach towel, but
It's like-
it
it
feels
is
super like
You know what it is?
cozy.
You look at it and you kind of want to go and like, just kind of like.
Feel it and rub it, bro. That's funny.
It does feel nice.
Yeah, it does feel nice against my skin
that's a
too,
clean
bro.
shirt.
I don't know. I like the eccentric, like the popping out stuff. Like, would you ever rock this?
For me?
Bro, I can't ever see Vic dressing up
I
with
don't know. I
like.
can't rock like things like that. I don't look right.
Collars or just like open?
I don't know. Maybe I could do open. I don't know.
I can't remember the last time I seen you in a button-up shirt.
It's been years. It's been years.
Hey, you probably don't even know
How was your
button-up
prom,
shirt.
Vic? How was your prom?
All right, real quick before that, bro. This motherfucker was sagging dress pants.
Oh yeah, where's your prom thing?
Bro, I tell you everything.
I'm dead. You didn't wear a belt?
No, he didn't. Well, who sagged dress pants?
I don't know.
Me?
That was your vibe? How'd you find that? You saw someone else do it and you were like,
No.
hell yeah, that looks
I just
dope.
felt like if I put them regular, they would have been like right here. My ankle showing like, oh my.
Before that was cool to like pull up your pants.
Yeah.
Not cool, but like acceptable.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get peace calm, be calm, capris, you know?
Oh, yeah.
High water.
Yeah, high waters. My dad still says, he goes, a flood warning? What, is there a flood coming or something? Because I always like roll up my pants like a decent amount, you know? Just in case like a flood does happen, I want to be prepared.
You're ready.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want the water to get my
There
pants.
you
Like
go.
that's the whole point.
I mean, with the boots though, you ain't gotta worry.
Yeah, stop on those. These are actually waterproof.
Is your waterproof vest on?
I have no idea.
Your socks won't get as wet.
That's funny.
Those are waterproof.
Oh, what's you, bro? You just worked out in that?
Yeah, I stink right now.
Oh, you didn't go home and shower, boy?
I didn't have time.
He's like business first.
I was like, damn, the podcast already gonna start. I'm not even gonna get here. I was like, man.
He was
I'm
chilling in
gonna
the
have
chair.
I'm gonna have to.
Stinking up Joey's chair.
For real.
I'm gonna have to stink it up, man.
The next
That
person that
chair
comes,
already
you get
stink
cuts out. They're
anyways.
like, damn, it smells.
I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes people be sitting in the chair when they get up. I'm like,
You stinking?
bro, what was he doing?
Or you know what a shower is.
No, that shit be smelling nasty.
And how do you tell someone like, yo,
You
bro?
don't. You just let them go and you spray the chair down.
The Lysol or what?
Well, are you wiping down with a white? Well, most of the time I'll spray it.
You ain't never wonder, like, man, does this person actually shower after they?
Nah, I know everybody showers, but like, I don't know. Some people might just not wipe their ass.
Or think that they got it all.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then they walk away and they're like, nah, man, you didn't. You still need to go back, bro.
But yeah, nah.
Yeah, I feel bad right now. I stay.
It's all good, bro.
I don't smell you.
It's all good. I don't smell you. I was just checking.
I feel also.
I know, bro. I hate that. Like going into public, like, and accidentally forgetting deodorant or something, and then like like catching a whiff, and you're like, oh.
Yo, I wonder if I should turn that off.
Can you turn it off?
Well, that's the heater. Should I turn the heat on?
Can you?
I should be able to.
Sure, yeah.
Shit, just the other day, I forgot. I took my cousin to the airport, and I was like, damn, I don't even have time to brush my teeth. So I went to buy toothpaste and a toothbrush at the gas station.
That's a bet, though.
Started brushing
That's necessary. That's an essential now, right?
Now I got in the car. I was like, I'm gonna save this toothbrush and this toothpaste just in case if I go out and or whatever I'm doing, I'm gonna just brush my teeth real quick.
Ready.
You got to. You got to stay prepared, man.
Damn near for the vibe.
Like cologne too, and if you're like chiefing, you know, and then it's just like. Like, do you guys feel like, how do you guys feel after chiefing and then going out in the public?
I don't really care, but sometimes it depends. It depends.
I feel like
it
I don't
depends.
walk straight.
It depends on the scenery. It depends on like the scenery and everything. Say
Sure.
we're at a
Target, like this Target down the street.
I wouldn't care too much, but we're like at a restaurant eating or something. I don't like smelling like that because I know people will be like. But
I
like
think
say
they're
we're
just-
at the bars or something. I don't care if we're at the bars. I'm going to smell like
yeah,
weed.
sure.
But like a restaurant is different. Like I'm like.
So why do you think there's such a negative stigma behind it? Smelling like flour and flour itself.
I guess it's unpresentable.
Unprofessional.
And like when you think about it, like coming in and smelling like weed, I mean, it's just a smell at the end of the day, but
Yeah.
I don't know,
People
it's
just look at it as a bad thing still, you know.
Yeah, it got a certain smell to it.
just the smell though? You think they're just like
probably
thinking,
those people
oh,
are
that
lazy.
stinks, or like I always think people associate like being a lazy person or like a lazy individual. Like if you smoke, you're lazy. You know, if you like marijuana, you're lazy. But
it can definitely make you lazy. You gotta be
You gotta be
I feel like if you're a person who is active and already can be active doing anything, you know, smoking weed doesn't stop you. But I can definitely see weed stopping a lot of people and making them be lazy. You know, it puts you into like a different type of
yeah, well, you establish patterns, right? So like people get comfortable with that. Like, oh, I'm gonna go buy a bag of chips, you know, Wendy's. I'm gonna go chill on the crib and watch some TV and smoke. And then they get in this pattern where they just do that consistently, and they don't even think anything of it when they're just now consistently sitting.
It's a
on the couch.
habit. It ends up being a habit that you choose to do when you smoke. Yeah, for sure.
It's like anything else. It's like anything in life though that like can create a negative pattern in your life. Like smoke, it's like a tool, right? So it's like a hammer. You can either build a house or you can beat yourself over the head with it. Like a flower, you can either sit on the couch, you know, eat chips and just mindlessly do whatever, or you can use it to kind of expand your mind, think differently, see something in your inside yourself a little bit more deeply. Because for me, it clears my mind. It's like, all right, whatever's going on doesn't matter. I'm chiefing right now. This is what I'm doing. Like I'm chilling, whether I'm chiefing with you guys, you know, or just sitting out back looking at the back of my apartment. That we have like a little forest that we can just look at and trees and stuff, and it's like therapeutic. It's a bet. I love just like chiefing, chilling, clear my mind, because it allows me to like understand more when my mind isn't all over the place, you know. And it sucks that there's like a negative stigma behind it, because I wish I could just like go outside sometimes, just chief and come back in and just like embrace that little moment a little bit better, a little more easier.
So you like, because I think me and you talked about it before. Do you just like smoking weed, or do you actually look into the plant?
As a spirit? Like,
No,
what is it, like
just as
called
a whole,
Santa Maria or something?
Just like as a whole. Like, because it's more than just smoking weed, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Like there's the process of, you know, growing and the time that it takes for somebody to grow it.
Sure.
You know, there's a lot of time that goes into a plant for weed, but then you just got people like you actually enjoy the plant for what it is, because it's the only type of plant there is in the world, or do you just enjoy smoking and what it does for you?
I think both, man. I think it's dope. I think like looking at it and looking at a field like that, I think it's like super cool how that comes from the earth and what it does in people's lives if they utilize it for a tool, right, for growth. So I mean, I would say I look at every aspect of it and appreciate it, you know, and I respect it in a sense too. Yeah. Like just like anything else, like I like have the respect for it. Like when I talk about it, I'm not just talking, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go get high. Like, I'm just gonna get high. Like no, bro, I'm about to go chill. I'm about to talk to my girl, or I'm about to interact with my children and play with them, get creative, get on the ground with them, and like be a little more goofy maybe, you know, like let loose. Because I feel like sometimes people get too high strung and too worried about all that other shit that's going on, and it stops them from actually living and being within the present moment. And I guess flower helps me extra emphasis on that present moment. To like me and my son will do we create like a boat with our pillows. We have some ground pillows. We create a little boat, and then we travel to islands, and like in our minds we like go back and forth, like, oh, let's go to Dinosaur Island, or let's go to Volcano Island, like, oh, did you see that over there? Like just getting his mind to imagine and to envision whatever that may be that he wants to do within that moment. But like I can do it easier when I'm like chiefing or after I chief. It's it allows me to be a little bit more silly with it, you know, instead of more serious, or oh, don't touch that, oh no, or actually that doesn't really matter if you use that as a prop. He wants to use something as a prop, and maybe normally I'd be like, oh dude, like, I don't want to play with that.
So would
but
you
like,
say you smoke to like just to like relax? That's your recreational.
I use it for a lot. I use it for a lot of aspects of my life, but mainly just to understand things, you know, because growing up I would say super strict. I had a stricter household, right? With specific ways of thinking, living, being. And so I wasn't making a lot of these decisions for myself. I was just kind of going through the motions or following the directions, in a sense, not really finding my own way, but like trying to find someone, or try to live someone else's way, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. Helps me understand things and visualize why I do certain things. You know, like, am I doing this for someone else? Or am I doing this because someone told me to do it? Or do I actually feel like I should be doing this? and weed helps me step back.
Yeah.
Step back and reassess, reanalyze. Like, oh, okay, maybe I don't want to do this. Cool. You know, and then I stop doing it. Whatever that may be.
You know, it's crazy. You know what I noticed? Well, at least for me, growing up around weed and everybody smoking weed, I don't even like it. Like smoking it. And everybody who didn't grow up without it, like seeing it when they were younger, loves smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, Vic loves smoking weed. Your dad's been smoking weed since he was younger.
Yeah, since I was born.
So you remember smelling it and stuff?
Yeah,
like
I remember smelling it, dude. I remember that. I used to like the smell of it, and I was just like,
You did like the
kid.
smell?
I was just like, that smells so good. Until as I got older, and then my first time smoking it, and then as the years
When did you
gone
first
by,
smoke?
I was probably what, I want to say 8th grade or 7th grade. Not like that. Not
Do you
like,
remember it? Do you remember the first time you did?
Yeah, I remember one time we tinfoil and everything, the old school way, because we couldn't buy wraps
Yeah.
or anything back in the day.
Pieces either.
So that's how we did it.
You guys made it out of tinfoil and just fucked it
Yeah.
up? I'm dead.
Before school,
When was your first time, man? Yours. When was your first
Mine?
time? We'll just go on the line.
Probably my homie Steve, honestly. He rolled up like a blunt.
How old were you?
Like a junior, senior year, right in between. So it was like, but the difference was I didn't grow up around that. I didn't grow up around
Were you
a lot
scared?
of drinking, a lot of any type of smoking anything, any swearing even. You know, like, I didn't grow up with any of that. You know, so it's like I have to like re-understand everything. I feel like because it's
So
like
your parents were strict on you growing up.
yeah, for sure. Bro, that's for sure. So it's like I feel like I've been learning a lot of new things because I opened my
So
mind
do
to
you think you
perceiving.
were like over sheltered growing up?
Over sheltered? I would say over sheltered.
No, okay. You're
I would
still
say
allowed
over.
to experience.
Yeah, because I still went to MPS. I went to MSIS from like K4 to 4th grade, you know, and got all that exposure to MPS,
Yeah.
which, I mean, you guys went to, right? So
yeah.
then going to there, I always went to public schools, so naturally you're going to get exposure from outside sources anyways. So I was like sheltered within the home and how you should live, how you should be. But like once I left that, it's like, okay, now I'm going to make my own decisions. And sometimes I made the right decisions, sometimes I made the wrong, obviously, like we all have. But yeah, what did you ask me?
Oh,
You
yeah.
said, when did I first time
Were you
yeah,
scared when you first tried it?
I don't know if I was scared, man. I was scared. I remember I walked into a garage once and saw a hookah at like a party or like a get together, and I was like, I associated that with, I thought that was a bong. I thought that was like weed, and I was like, oh yeah, I ain't fucking with that. Like, I'm not touching that. Like, just naturally, and then I stayed away from that. But that was just hookah, and then I ended up trying hookah with my buddies because we had a hookah, and we always used to chill, skip 8th hour, and go chill and chief some hookah and just. You know, just talk and stuff. And then soon after that, like, weed started coming in the mix. And then someone, like, my buddies did prior to me, you know, because I was still like, oh, no, I'm not doing that, I'm not doing that.
Wait, what grade was this?
Like, junior or senior year, like, right in the middle, the summer probably. Because I, like, started drinking and all that stuff around that point. It was, like, drinking and...
We were gonna smoke hookah. I still got that shit in my mom's closet.
A hookah thing?
The first hookah we ever bought.
Yeah, shit crazy.
I think I was like 18.
How much was it?
I don't even know. We got it from the corner store.
That's always where you
It
get
was
your
probably
first
like,
hookah.
I don't know, like $50 or some shit.
Probably something like that, yeah.
50 or 80 or some shit. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, the hookahs are smooth, dude. Anything to, like, set the vibe, you know, or set the tone. I don't know. But yeah, finish your story now. So
Yeah, when was your first time?
When you first cheaped? What did you guys do? You just went to school?
Went to school. We all met up early in the morning. We're like, man, let's smoke. Like,
How
my
was
friend
it?
had the tinfoil. I had the weed, and then
Did
someone
you go
else had
inside anxious, or did you like feel weird walking through the halls? Like, did you feel like you saw the halls differently?
First, we smoked on the way to school, and then, like, you know, we all smell like this, so we reek. So I was like, So I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to smell like you. I ain't trying to get in trouble. I ain't trying to get kicked out. I ain't trying to get my ass beat by my dad.
Right.
So I was just like, man, what am I gonna do? So my friend only had like $1 or two. He said, let's go to the gas station. So my other friend distracts the gas station clerk, and me and my other friends just start stealing snacks. Like, let's go, let's fill up our bags. Like,
I'm dead.
I'm for the eating class.
Right.
You know, and then like
So that was before or after you guys cheaped?
this was after we cheaped. And then,
So you guys cheaped and went to the corner store and finessed some snacks.
yeah, and then
That's kind of dope. I mean,
and then went to school, whatever. You know, my friend still had some leftover weed, so he's like, I don't know what to do. So I grabbed it and put it in my bag. Man, my locker smelled like weed.
Like, you guys didn't have like dogs or nothing like that?
No. And then, I don't know, we were just in class, just all high. And
You were
all that.
geeking?
Yeah, a little bit. Cause my eyes are like so low. I was just like, just
For
out
sure,
of it.
bro. I know. I had to do a presentation one time. After 8th hour, we dipped 8th hour to chief, and then I had to come back to like do a presentation, and then a couple of people in the classroom were like, kind of giving me shit, like, oh, why are you geeking? Why are you laughing? Why are you so smiley? What's going on? I was just chilling. Like, I was up there. I was actually being pretty chill. I wasn't like baked or nothing like that, but it was a funny experience. And the teacher was like, Elijah, really? You know, I'm like, dude, I'm not. I'm chilling. Like, I'm just geeking because they're making me laugh. Like, it's funny as hell. You know, when you're doing a presentation and your homies are geeking with you, like, it's hard not to laugh. You know, like if Vic stood up right now and tried to do a presentation, we'd probably laugh.
Hell yeah.
I'd probably geek.
I wouldn't be able to take it serious.
I or not, regardless.
You know, so I don't know. You guys feel weird like doing speaking stuff? Like you guys have a speech class in high school?
Hell yeah, I just speak Spanish in front of everybody. I don't even speak Spanish.
How did you feel?
Like I didn't want to do it.
But
oh no, you know what?
when
Actually,
you were
when I
up there,
went to
was
St.
it like
Anthony, I had to do a prayer in Spanish. That was like first grade.
in front by yourself?
Yeah, we had to all do something, say like a prayer or some shit. I mean, I did it, but
That's a lot of
hell yeah, that shit was a lot. I didn't
pressure.
wanna do
That's a lot of pressure for freshmen in like high school. I remember it was like mandatory for us to take it. You know.
it. But it definitely brings out a different type of energy.
For sure.
It
Yeah.
kind of like I feel like it helps you. Like it creates a different type of character. You know, when you're standing up in front of a lot of people and speaking.
Yeah, because it's either like fight or flight almost, and like in that moment you're not gonna walk off, like especially if you need a
it's
grade for
nerve-wracking.
it, so you have to do it.
And you're so nervous.
And you're nervous, you're anxious, all this stuff's coming into play, but it's like you know you have to do it, and then you push through it.
Especially when you're in front of people too.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I was cutting air up at a barber battle one time. Was it you or was it somebody else? And my
you
hands
told me
started
a few
shaking.
times.
Bro,
Oh yeah, that wasn't me.
I was so
Yeah,
nervous
definitely
because
me.
I was in front of everybody and everybody was just watching and my hand was like,
Shaking?
yeah, because I was like, damn, I hate being in front of people.
Dude, that's how I felt like before wrestling matches and stuff with like big crowds. Sometimes I'd always like overthink it until I got to that side of the mat, and then I'd be like, all right, bro, I can't be nervous no more. It's like the thing
there.
now, you got to get that grade.
Yeah, you're there.
I have to do it now. Like so, like kick all that stuff out. It's game time. You know, like no time to be nervous. But I don't know. I never really liked doing speeches and stuff like that, or like presentations. Like I would, you know, because I can talk, but I didn't feel always comfortable to.
And that was mandatory, I feel like. But it's a good mandatory trait that they should have in school.
That is one of the good classes.
Yeah. Even though you don't
find
feel
that
comfortable,
confidence.
it's bringing you out your comfort zone, which is good.
Yeah.
You
You
know,
like
that's
to find your
something that's good.
confidence in your voice, dude, and that's like super important. Because like if you don't find value within yourself, then it's gonna be hard to do a lot of things. You know, at least that's what I've been understanding.
What do you mean?
Like knowing that you could do something.
Oh,
If you
yeah.
don't know that you can do it,
Yeah, you just gotta
if
do
you don't
it.
believe you can do it,
Just like last time we
Won't
talked
be able
about
to.
that.
Yeah.
Just do it.
yeah, just do it. Low-key, like
Yeah.
Nike coined, unfortunately, but yeah.
That's why it's one of the best.
One of the best logos or
one of the
slogans
best,
or whatever.
Yeah, slogans. Just do it.
Yeah,
As
man.
long as it's all you gotta do, just like the podcast, just do it.
Yeah, low-key. All talks of life.
Yeah.
You know, already know the vibe. But I guess we can dive. I want to talk about that triangling conversation or communication skills, like how normally we what I was explaining to you to that podcast, that video I sent you, how we normally talk in a triangle if you're talking to another person. So two people are talking, and they're nowadays majority of the time talking about a subject that's outside of what's going on in that moment or what they're not feeling in that moment. So because of the comfortability level to express from their self, you know, and what I've been understanding is that there's a communication style where it's called circling. So it's like whoever it's to whatever amount of people is there, but you sit there and you talk about what the individuals are feeling in that moment and what's going on right there, and not talking about anyone else, not talking about an outside subject or anything like that, but keep that like right there, and like it creates this like kind of that yin and yang motion where the other person might become vulnerable, so it make me feel comfortable to get vulnerable and to express, so you just go back and forth, and then it creates that like special moment, and like you leave actually more filled or more wise or understanding that other person more. Say it's a friend, say it's a significant other. Like, you understand them more when you're more present in what you guys are talking about, not like thinking or talking about something that's not even going on.
Yeah.
You know, and it's easy to feel uncomfortable within our own skin, right? Because of all of the influences in this society now, you know, like that's the majority of the problem what people deal with is like the self-worth and like the believing in themselves, you know.
Yeah,
But if we can like start doing it, and just conversation and on the pod and just start circling with our thoughts and our feelings that arise, and I say something about an experience, you feel something and you share on that experience, and he feels something and he shares, and boom, 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 boom. Now we're passing information that's going to change lives and change us as individuals, and it's going to be fire. You know, and I want to show people how to do that. I want to show people how to practice it, how to just like get through it. It's like sitting in the chair with Joey, like it's like that's circling. Like he's continuing to ask you questions about what you said. So say I said something about like football and a Packer. Oh, I'm going to a Packer party on Sunday. Joey's like, oh, who's there? Oh yeah, my uncle, and da 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 da, and it opens up for that potential reality to share more about family or share more about the relationships that are over at that Packer party instead of just the Packer party. Like, you can bounce off ideas. You naturally do it. We naturally do it all the time. Sometimes we don't know, and sometimes we do get caught up in that triangle thing, talking about another source or subject outside of what's going on. But if we can like train ourselves and understand what we're doing within that moment, it can like help all of us grow and help all of us communicate and express fully, you know? I know that was like a long little mini rant, but like that's what I've been learning and understanding and wanting to practice and implement in every moment that I have. You know, because it's like there's no time. Like I heard this thing, it's like no better time than the present.
It's true.
No better time to do anything than right now.
Yeah, because you can't.
You know, it's like, oh, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that next time. I'm gonna do that next week. I'm gonna get to that. Like, you're not getting at that. You're not getting to that. That's from my experience, right? If you push things off, it's like
it doesn't happen.
It's never gonna happen.
So how do you feel about that? How do you feel about that circling thing? Like, what are you guys' thoughts on that? Hearing that, like, do you guys find yourself triangling in conversations, like talking with people about something that's not actually going on in that moment, just because maybe uncomfortable or not sure what to talk about? You know?
Yeah, I mean, clients bring stuff up to me all the time, and it's not in my moment, but it's in their moment. So like
you're just perceiving it. Like, what does it look like? What does that happen that you become aware of that?
I don't know. I never really thought about that.
It's weird, right? It's like the other day, it made me think about everything, all the interactions and conversations in my life. I'm like, do I do this? Like, when do I do this? Like, and I feel like it stems from being being uncomfortable in that interaction, right? You're not gonna talk to someone fully genuine if you're not comfortable with them.
Yep.
You know, because you might think they're gonna judge you. You think they might ridicule you. You know, but like to say fuck it and try it and just do it anyways, like regardless, because it's like that's on them if they're gonna hold that kind of negative energy towards another person. Like that's completely on them. It's only hindering myself if I'm not fully being in that moment. You know, and that's what I've been trying to do. You know, and that bowling and stuff, like that was so dope.
That was cool.
Everybody was just chilling.
That was a good experience.
Talking to everybody.
That's funny because I was sitting there too and I was looking around like, man, we actually did it again. Like we got everybody together.
Yeah, and it's dope, and everybody enjoyed it. Everybody was chill. We got drinks and stuff. We shared those big bowls, and like we had conversations between. I was talking to Alex, Nico's brother, like about some good stuff. Like I was talking to Ray about some good stuff, and that's like just me and my girl taking into action of trying to get a sitter so that we can go out and create these moments where we circle almost, you know, or build knowledge, build off of each other's knowledge. It is hard.
It's probably hard for you guys.
But we try to make it happen because like this, bro, I love that my girl allows this to happen for me because, man, it's like I don't get a lot of time away like that with homies or to talk like this. Like me and my girl talk a lot, but not always in these kind of settings. And so when this does happen, I fully appreciate it. I like respect it and take advantage of that time and talk to you, and just ask random ass questions. You know? But first of all, I'm glad that you guys came though and pulled up. Like this is dope. You know, because like Joey said that you guys are adding to this to help me build it, help me grow it and practice, I guess, you know. So now Joey or Vic or you guys talk. I'm gonna chill for like 5 minutes. I can keep going, dog. I gotta like pump the brakes. There ain't no rush, right? Remember what I was telling you?
Yeah, let me put a couple.
For sure, man. How you feel?
Yeah, let me do this real quick.
How you feel about anything and everything? How you feel right now?
Feel good.
Yeah. What do you feel good about?
Just life itself.
Anything specifically?
Just life itself.
Yeah.
You know, I'm alive, healthy. Woke
That's
up,
true.
seen another day. You know, what else can I?
That's
What
true,
else can I
yeah.
ask for? You know, we all here together talking about
Yeah.
deep conversations that I really don't even talk about. But
Yeah. You don't normally have conversations like that?
like I do, but not like too deep.
Like trauma, bro. You ever talk about trauma with your friends?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We all got trauma from childhood. You know.
And we all experience similar traumas, you know, that
Yeah.
like if we open up, we can connect and understand like Edgar better or you better. Like, it's like, oh, wait, you've been through the same thing? It's like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
What up? You know, like, what up? You know, we're in the same spot now.
We
Like,
all got trauma still from kids as adults.
yeah.
Still to
For
this
sure,
day.
bro. For sure. I mean, oh, man, I could go on another rabbit hole of that, too. It's like subconsciously causing trauma to others, and we don't even know it.
Oh, definitely.
You know, because
definitely.
like we build up in our minds what we think reality is, but sometimes that perception of it is wrong. You know, probably not 8 times out of 10 is wrong. You know, because we don't know what's going on in the other person's head or maybe on the other side of the world. You know, now it's easier maybe with social media and stuff,
But even still, you can't really describe it fully. What
Yeah.
that person feels or what they're going through.
yeah, unless you're talking to them,
Yeah.
circling with them, and opening up and doing that. So, Edgar, what about your childhood, man? What were some struggles for you? I like to start on struggles because we can build up to,
Yeah.
and I like to I don't want to end it on struggles. Like I like
Yeah.
to build up on
Go from
struggles
there.
and then end it on like
On a good note.
Yeah.
For sure. Struggles, I mean, I don't know. Growing up,
Yeah.
well, for one, I wasn't born here, so that's like a struggle on its own. Just trying to like go through life in a, I guess in like a, for me, it's always been like a, what's it called? Like a, what's the word I'm looking for?
A learning curve.
No, like I feel like I don't have like a,
It's a tough upbringing.
no, like a cultural identity issue, like where I can't like understand sometimes like where I'm from sometimes, because I came here at a very young age.
Like what you're a part of. Almost.
Yeah, and I've always wanted to get in touch with my like actual culture,
Sure.
but it's kind of like difficult because I've just grown up to like understand where I'm at right now with like the
You don't
people.
feel accepted.
Not accepted. I just feel like I don't know that side of me. That's it. Like I don't know the
Sure. What else
the
there
Mex-
is?
Yeah. Even though I'm like, he knows, like you guys know, my parents are super Mexican. Like I come from a super Mexican like life, if you can say that. Like I've seen a lot of like the Mexican struggle, like
Yeah.
immigrant parents. I've seen
Sure.
that side of life. I've seen like the struggle from like a single home family, you know, through whether it be like Joey, through like other friends I've grown up with too, who have like just one parent in their life. So I've seen a lot of struggles, not just my own, but like through my friends.
Yeah. Building off of those.
Yeah.
Did you know English when you came here?
Yeah, like well, I came
Or
here when I was
like
6 months old.
fluent? Oh,
So
okay,
I
okay.
literally like just been here all my whole life.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
you consider yourself more American or Mexican?
Obviously I consider myself more American just because like I
Yeah.
identify a little bit more, but I know like it's weird. It's like I don't know. It's kind of weird for me because like there's different scenarios, like different cases of like immigrant children who come here like when they're 6 months old, 6 years old, 10 years old.
20.
So they have
30.
a little bit of like a connection. You're
Yeah, they can
10, you
relate
still
to
kind
it
of
a little
relate
more.
to. Me on the other hand, like I came around when I was 6 months, so I only like
Knew this.
know the same what you know Mexico for,
Yeah.
you know, and I've never
Yeah.
been back because I haven't had the opportunity to yet. But,
Oh, sure.
but yeah, that's what I'm at with like I guess that struggle. There's a lot of other struggles I've had in life.
Self-identity is a hard one too, especially if you're younger, developing with that self-identity, and there's not anyone telling you like, were your parents telling you like you're, like,
My parents growing up, like it's funny. I'm sure there's a lot of like immigrant kids who relate. It's like for me growing up, like I was always told like, hey, you can't. When they ask you where you're from, you tell them you're from the USA. So I've always been instilled in a way like caution and fear in a way. But I don't know,
because of being like that you migrated here. You know, being uncomfortable about telling people that.
Oh yeah, growing up for sure. Like that's how I felt growing up when I was like up to like maybe like third grade, because I felt like when I was in third, fourth grade, I got a better understanding of like life, I guess. So then it was just like, you know, you're a kid, but I felt like I had to understand life a little bit sooner. And like when I was in fourth grade, I started to understand like, because my dad left. He left back to Mexico when I was in fourth grade. And then,
did he get like deported, or did he just literally?
He went back because his dad died. So
Oh,
he
okay.
went back to go.
But did he have his citizenship at the time?
No. So he went back taking a chance.
Oh,
they
dang.
might not be able to come back. But he went back, and then like there was like almost like, well, I feel like it was a year, maybe less than that. That he was gone. So it was just me, my siblings, and my mom. And that's when I like started understanding life. Like okay, this is what's going on in my life. Before that, it all felt like just, you know, kid shit.
Yeah,
like,
mashed together and stuff. Did you feel like you had to like? So you said that you had to hide stuff. So did you always feel like you weren't being fully yourself? You know, like with that self-identity?
No, I just felt like there was.
Or were you still yourself in
I was
those
still
interactions?
myself. I never felt like I didn't know who I was. I
like
always
you had to hide something, like you were
no.
hiding something.
Oh, I guess that part. Yeah, you gotta hide that. You know, you can't tell people that, hey, I'm not from here. That part, yeah. But I
But it
never
didn't
felt like I
affect
was.
you?
It did, yeah, for sure. Like growing up now, I realize that. Like as I've grown up, I've looked back into my past and dug into like my childhood and understand certain things about myself. But yeah, I think
That's important, dude. Yeah, that's like the aspect that could change everything. You know,
yeah, that helps.
Looking back.
The thing that's helped me with that is my partner. You know, when you have a partner, it's a lot easier to have those conversations in a more intimate setting as opposed to like your guys. Even though I have had those conversations with my guys too, but it's a whole different level.
Sometimes easier with a woman, you know?
It's a lot easier.
Because guys, like, we have this little tough stigma, bro. We gotta like, maintain, like, or else you're homo or something, you know? Or else you're, like, soft. Or else you're, you know? You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to withhold that. It's sometimes hard to fully express if we aren't with females where we feel like we have to, we don't need to hold that.
Even as a guy, though, I mean, it's still hard to express.
Sometimes depending on the individual, but
yeah, because you were saying like you've always felt like your whole life you felt like you've been very like was that right, emotional, like very like
hindered in aspects of just learning, and that's emotional too.
So it made you emotional?
No. I've
been
a sensitive person. Like, I think I was born a sensitive person. I just don't think anyone around me understood that or could provide extra knowledge onto it.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, in turn I hit it almost. Like my dad was like he, you know, just wanted us to be more macho and stuff like that, which is totally cool, and I understand why, especially in this world. But like, you still gotta embrace and accept that stuff on the inside, you know, or else you're gonna lose yourself here, you know, because it all stems from within, right? So if I feel like you're hiding something on the inside, this outside form isn't gonna be full. Like, it's not gonna be fully expressive or comfortable, you know. So yeah, dude, I think talking to girls or a girl or your girl is like that helped me too. Like my girl, talking to my girl and stuff like that, I've been able to break down so many barriers just creating that like circle of phones away, her and I sit here, no TV, or maybe a little background, maybe a little music, but like focusing on that conversation, you know, and it helps both of us acknowledge certain things through other people's eyes or our eyes, you know. Like, she probably has better insight on something that I'm feeling or dealing with because she's seen it from the outside in without that emotional attachment to it.
Yeah.
Just that emotional attachment to us, you know. So you're naturally wanting probably the best for us in that moment, right? That's good though, man. I'm glad that you have that, because I almost like an outlet. Like, I need my girl to like express that too. Like, her and I just talk about everything.
Yeah, no, for sure. I feel like that is important. I think the most important thing though is just like being able to have some sort of release, you know, some sort of like, because you don't necessarily have to be vocal about it. I feel like people think you got to be vocal about your emotions, and you can be, and that's a choice. It's like anything in life, you know, you can choose to be vocal, you can choose, but I think you should always have some sort of like release, you know, whether it be the gym, whether it be going out, whether it be smoking, whether it be, you know, to each their own, you know, everyone has their own vice, everything's in moderation though, and I think that's life balance, you know, finding the right, there's no such thing as, there's no such thing as perfect, right? So it's like,
there's just us.
And this life we have is like, it's rented, right? It's not like forever. Everything we have on right now, it's not coming with us. So it's like,
that's one thing that's promised is death.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's promised. Even then, we don't even know what death is like.
And life, right? Every time you open your eyes, like Vic said, we're promised that right now. We're promised right now. Yeah. Until we're not. So like, until I don't, like, I'm gonna appreciate and embrace the right now, because I am alive. I got my eyes open. I got my breath in my lungs. take advantage of it.
That's
Why
just
we
crazy.
have it, right? Because it can change in a split second, bro. Car crash, a shooting, a robbery, like whatever. Falling off a ladder at work, whatever it may be, dude, it can end anytime. That's like super dark, but like yeah, any time. But not to think like that, but to go back on it, bro. Like, what else? I mean, what else? How else do you think has helped you understand that? Like the self identity and the like, what am I a part of?
Well,
you know,
what's helped me understand. I mean, shit, just being around it still. I mean, I'm around my culture still, you know. But I'm aware now that where you're from is not who you are. You know, who you are is, you know, your surroundings. I mean, not your surroundings. Who you are is what you choose to be. You know, ultimately.
Sure.
And you get a lot of influences. You know, you get everything around you. Might influence who you become.
That's straight up.
And I think that's what I am. I'm just like a culmination of like a whole bunch of different like cultures, experiences, people I've met, things I've seen.
Sure, everyone you met, right?
So it's like, I don't know. I don't think I have that. I just feel like I needed to learn more, and that's up to me. That's a choice, you know. So that's what I'm like, where I'm at in life too right now.
Yeah.
Or eventually, hopefully one day, my goal is to go back to Mexico soon and kind of just get in touch with that side of myself.
Sure.
But other than that, right now, man, like Vic said, you can't really complain. I can't really complain. I'm alive. I'm breathing.
Yeah, and you're learning, like you said, you're becoming aware of certain things,
Yeah.
which allows us to change these patterns, right? And that's when things start actually happening in our lives, when we get out of these normal patterns of just stagnant, not growth, you know? It's just like same stuff, but becoming aware of those certain things, looking back, like, oh, wait, I'm doing this because of this, or I'm doing this because I didn't feel comfortable, or I'm insecure. Oh, shit, let's change that. Let's work on that. Or let me hyper-focus on it and love it. Right, love our insecurities and see ourselves for who we actually are, instead of who we make ourselves up to be. You know, because if you look at yourself like that, you're not really gonna see room for growth because you have a false identity of yourself. You know, like, oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. When probably sometimes, most of the time, you ain't shit. Not yet. But like to have that mentality that like I ain't shit. I need to work on myself. You know, like, man, I'm imperfect.
I don't think you should tell yourself you ain't shit.
No, but like to have that mentality of like
You ain't perfect.
You can do better.
Yeah, that's about. I don't know. That is probably kind of derogatory to self to say like you ain't shit, but like to know that we can do better, to see ourselves for room for growth. You know.
No, but sometimes you do need.
We gotta be real. We gotta be real with
You ain't
ourselves.
shit sometimes. Like,
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah,
you do
bro.
something-
Sometimes
you do
yeah,
something
Like,
like
I mean, it's one thing telling yourself and like thinking like, damn.
sometimes
I
you gotta
really
admit.
ain't shit.
I mean,
yeah, you
bro.
can tell
Sometimes we
yourself,
do shitty things.
I ain't gonna. No,
Right?
I'd be telling myself like,
damn, I ain't shit.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not like.
You don't want to constantly be telling yourself you ain't shit, dog. Like,
But
you gotta acknowledge
I do
your
the
faults.
You gotta
faults,
acknowledge
then
the
think
faults,
about,
man.
like, stuff.
you gotta acknowledge what you're not willing to look at.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the thing that's like the challenge, man, because that's what hinders us. That's the ego. That's the subconscious part of us where we don't want to admit our faults and our failures, you know? But like what we talked about on the other pod, like admitting those failures and being confident in those failures to know that you can and will do better later and move forward with that mindset. Now we're shit. You know, now we are.
Now I'm the shit.
Now I'm the shit, yeah. Straight up, see? That's awesome, man. That's cool. I'm glad to hear that.
Sure.
Man, what else? What kind of thoughts do you guys have? What you thinking about? What you feeling? What you come in here with?
What am I feeling? I don't know. Like, I think the podcast is pretty cool, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm not sort of.
It's one thing that I like, because I remember me and him were talking about doing the podcast, but it's one thing talking about it, but actually going out and buying the equipment, that's how you know you're really gonna do something.
Yeah, and trying
And you
to
take
set
the
it up
time
and
out of your
schedule
day,
it.
to set it up, and then not even just that, like you're editing it. You know,
Doing
there's a
small
lot of shit that
details.
goes into
Doing
it.
small details.
So no, that's cool. Like,
Yeah.
I appreciate you for doing all that too,
Hell
which
yeah,
really
for
shows
sure.
that you really want to do it.
Oh, for sure,
You know what I'm
dude. And regardless if anybody watches it, right? If anybody watches it,
Who knows?
we're having a super smooth ass conversation that we're learning and taking something away from.
Yeah.
So it's like I really don't care at the end of the day who's watching it or if they're watching it or not. If they can take something away, cool, man, awesome. But at the end of the day, like I'm here for me and here for you guys.
It's a
To like,
conversation.
you know, to build myself up or to become vulnerable with you guys so that we can create that like circling moment and kind of grow within those interactions.
It's like a therapy session.
And I know, and obviously inevitably, I think it will help people. I think people will be able to look at it and see like, oh wait, we can conversate differently than the triangle, talking about other people or talking about other things, like talking about how you're feeling right now, looking each other in the eyes and like feeling each other's presence instead of just like bullshitting. Like I don't want to bullshit, man. I'm done bullshitting. I'm trying to be myself. I'm trying to fully express so I
Enjoy
can
life.
fully understand, right? How can you fully understand if you don't fully express?
Sure.
And I want to be myself. I want to meet Prime Elijah. You know, I want to be Prime Elijah. And how can I do that if I don't admit the faults and look at the bad as much as the good, right? Because some people only like to look at the good.
But
Focus
you really
just
find
on the
yourself
good.
in the prime?
Huh?
How do you really find yourself in the prime?
I think it's constant. It's a constant. I think
You're
we
just
can
growing.
live within
You're
our
learning.
prime.
Yeah.
Prime
You're just
mindset.
growing.
I mean, physically we're not always going to be in our prime, but mentally, yeah, we can strive to have that prime, loving, like caring, like understanding, and progressive mindset, you know, to help us maneuver through life easier and better. But yeah, man, I like this podcast too. I like that and then as we're going to get different guests on here too.
Yeah.
Like,
I
it'll
think
be
the thing that's
smooth.
gonna be cool is like just kind of talking about different things.
Yeah,
Like
we
the
usually-
psychedelics, that'll be a
Oh.
cool one.
That'll be dope.
Usually
That's
stuff
different.
we don't even talk about.
Yeah, well, because I mean, everybody comes with like some piece of knowledge that they can add to the collective with. If we
Everybody's
can all
life is
find
a
that.
different story.
Yeah, which we
He's a
can learn
different
from.
book. He's a different book. You're a different book. I'm a different book.
Yeah,
Different
And everybody got
chapters.
different things that happen. Even if you're a twin with somebody, if you think about it, you live in the same household, but you don't experience the same thing every single day.
true,
Like you and your brothers, you guys are
Yeah.
completely different.
dude. That's the craziest thing right there. Is like all 5 of my siblings experience the same upbringing, but experience a different version of that upbringing. So we all act differently or think differently because of how we perceive that information we're provided. Not one of us do the same thing, but we all were brought up the same way. Same parents, same household, same food, same bathroom,
Different
same
personalities.
soap. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all within our minds and how we perceive what's going on is what we take away. And yeah, it made us all different. I was more sensitive. Like my brother was less sensitive. Or maybe pushed to be less sensitive. Right?
Or maybe
Earlier.
he is sensitive but just doesn't talk
That's what
about
I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So, me and Emilio, younger, being more taken care of, because me and Emilio are the youngest out of the 5. and to be able to watch and experience all my older siblings' experiences and learn from their challenges and stuff like that before I even was in there helped me out so much. Like I'm so grateful for being on the younger end of the spectrum of my family, because like I can learn. I watched everything. I pay attention to and learn from everything. You know.
You just
Because
ask them
I
about.
can.
You just ask them about their experience. Like, how did you go through this at this age?
Now
What I'm
I
going through
do
now.
but again, people aren't always comfortable to
Yeah.
do so. So, watch and learn. You know, and that's what I used to do in wrestling, bro. Like I learned how to wrestle through watching other people and their moves and their styles and their flinches. You know how they move their head and stuff. I learned from watching other people. You know,
Just take bits and pieces from their
Mhm.
game.
the
and
good
try to
stuff.
add it.
The good stuff.
And
And
try
just
to
take out a.
and try to add it onto yours. A little bit of
Mhm.
everything with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
from
you kind of
everybody.
study them and pick certain things that you can execute better on.
Right, dude. So how do you guys feel about us being everyone that we ever came in contact with? Like we're a little bit of everyone that we came in contact with. And do you believe that?
No,
Yeah.
no.
So, no.
I don't believe it.
Like
'cause, I
mentally,
feel like,
obviously not.
Oh yeah,
physically.
not physically, but everybody who I came across, I mean, I feel like I'm myself. I've learned things from other people, like that I can take from different people, and especially playing here, like coming across thousands of people. There are certain things that I can like. Okay, I learned that. I learned this. But
Yeah.
I think I'm still myself. To me, it's like advice that I've heard from other people that kind of made me think certain ways, I guess. But nah, I don't think.
Sometimes
everybody you come
not
across
advice.
is who you-
Sometimes like anti-advice. You know, something that you see someone do and you're like, not doing that. You know, just sitting there just like, oh, that does not seem like a good idea. You know,
No, yeah,
it can
definitely
be advice
no,
almost. You know.
Oh no, bad advice is the best advice.
Yeah, that's
because
what
you
I'm
know
trying to
what
say.
not to do.
Yeah, low key. And I feel like I did that so much growing up, dude. Looking and watching everybody, people from work.
That's funny. We were just talking about that, me and my cousin.
What?
Like different advices. He was talking to my cousin Jesse, but it was like about something way different. But no, yeah, I learned from them. They were like growing up with them was pretty cool. Their advice was bad advice.
If they tell you something, you'd be like, yeah, I don't know if I
Yeah,
want to
like
do
I'm
that.
not gonna do it, but I did it anyway.
Because an environment, bro, an environment of influence, like kind of like show me your friends, show me your future almost. Like we get influenced even if we don't want to get influenced. And that's the scary thing. And that's what I'm saying. Are we a little bit of everybody and everything we come in contact with?
They just show
because subconsciously we take in information. Whether you're paying attention to it or not, we are sponges. We absorb. We're designed and created to absorb information and evolve. Period.
Yeah.
So on and so forth. You know. That's been. I think that's been allowing me to understand a lot more, man. Is like to see my connection to everything. You know, like how does that relate in relation to me? Like, you know, would that be my phone and the camera to record something, or you in my life, or the dude that I walk past in Speedway? You know what I'm saying? Have a good day, man. Or hold the door open for him, you know?
And hope they say thank you.
Yeah, right.
So do you feel like you're a leader?
I feel like I just am. I just am me. I don't naturally try to lead. I just have been naturally trying to be myself. Which, that being done, some people like maybe follow it or like to see it or are influenced by it, right? Because I talk a lot, man. I say a lot of stuff.
No,
so
that's
it's
good. You got
like
a lot
Kanye,
of
I land on landmines, I feel like, of gold. Like, I say so many things that, like, once in a while I say, like, some good shit. I'm like, damn, that could help somebody. Or that could help me. You know, because talking about it allows me to gain a greater perspective of what I'm talking or thinking about.
There was some.
Damn, I love that there's no clippers going right now.
I forgot who I was talking to, but
That was...
do you feel like you can give yourself like self advice? Like, cause I remember I talked to somebody like they laughed at like the fuck, like, how you give yourself self like this dumb. I'm like, bro, like it's like a pep talk.
So, dude,
like,
take a step back. Can we and should we talk to ourselves?
Yeah, man, I talk to myself every day.
Do you? What do you say?
Shit, a lot.
What do you? How
it's
do you
more
start
like
it
when
off?
I'm laying
Like,
there,
is
like,
it like
when I'm laying there? I
times?
just be sitting there thinking like, if I'm on the phone, I'm like, all right, chill out. You gotta get the fuck off the phone. You know, I'm like, I think like, damn, I'm spending too much time on nothing. Like, what is this really helping me do? You know, or when I wake up in the morning, I always look at myself. I'm like, all right, so what's the plan today?
You say it out loud?
No, in my head. I just, you know, when you're brushing your teeth, like, what do you think about when you brush your teeth? Like, you're not just thinking about brushing your teeth. You know, there's a lot of, well, to me, there's a lot of things going through my head. I'm like,
I guess it depends on who you're asking. Like me, bro, I focus on my teeth. I focus on brushing them, bro. Like,
no, I mean, yeah, obviously you're brushing them, but like,
I got a clear ass mind now. So
in the same time, you like just.
For sure.
You know, because every day is a new day, and it's like, what the goal is. What is your goal for the day? What is your goal for like the next week or whatever, you know?
And everybody has a
that's
different
what I think about.
Yeah, well, everybody has something else on the plate, right? A different amount on the plate.
So what am I gonna get done here? Like for you guys, like when you wake up, you gotta go to work. You know what I'm saying? That's the goal, to end the day, finish up, come back home, and then what else? So I don't know. When I wake up, I'm just like, damn, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
It's always about like, what can I do to better myself, and how am I gonna get there?
Yeah, for sure.
And then I do whatever I do during the day. I'm like, damn, you fucked up.
Do you write things down?
I do. I've been writing things down.
Like,
because I feel like if you write things down,
better,
it's better because you're looking at it and you can accomplish it a little more rather than just thinking about it. You know, because you can think about something, but you're not going to get it done because it's just a thought. You write something down as a goal, you know, and then you start checking off goals little by little.
Now it's
whatever
there.
You're gonna do,
You can hold it. You can.
It's like a list. Like when you go to the store, you know, you write down what you need. When you're going through the store, you get what you need.
And it's more efficient.
And you get it done.
Yeah, for sure.
And I actually learned that from one of my guys because he has a big ass board, and he got everything he has to do, and he's writing little mental notes to himself, which is pretty cool. So that's what I started doing too, in little sticky notes. And
putting them on the wall or in the mirror or what?
No, I mean I have a little board that I put stuff on. It's in my room. It's in my bed and everything. But yeah, no, that's definitely something that I feel like helps and motivates you, rather than just thinking about something. You know, some people get it done that way, or if you just think about it, but me personally, it's like better to write it down.
Yeah, dude, I've been hearing that so much that it can impact and make such a greater change, but I haven't found the time to do it. Yeah, dude, like, well, I mean, that goes back.
Get a whiteboard and just write things down.
Yeah, and a similar thing that I guess that's been that's been assisting me is kind of like breath work and meditation, and yeah, there's so many different types of breath works, and it is made for. I have done that, but no, man. You want to try something real quick? You guys want to try a breath work technique?
No.
Okay, like raise your posture, sit straight. We should have done this with Vic. So it completely just allows your mind to chill. So what you want to do in these next couple moments, you're gonna focus on the breaths and the counts that I'm gonna do. We'll do 3. It's like a set. We'll do a 3 set in as deep as you can through your nose. And once you're in as most, hold it for 3 seconds. And then after that, release it as far as you can go. And we're going to do that 3 times. And then after, we're just going to sit down for a second.
Because I don't know what the hell you're talking
okay,
about.
so I'm going to just do one. It's like normal breathing, like how we actually should breathe. But
Oh, okay.
and you don't need to do like,
yeah.
I was just demonstrating.
But I
But
don't know what you're talking about.
so we're going to do that 3 times. And then after, we're going to let that one breath, that last breath we do on the 3rd set, just close your mouth and breathe through your nose slowly, naturally. I'm gonna explain this again, bro. We're about to do this. We're just about to jump into breath work and meditation, and we're about to do a quick little breath work to clear the mind. It's like a mind exercise.
So you gotta.
It's like sitting. It's like yeah. So what we're gonna do is focus on the breath. We're gonna do 3 sets of.
Do you close your eyes?
As deep as you can go. You can if you want, right? You can if you want. I'm not going to because I want to stay present with you guys, and or else I'll get lost. I'll go into cosmos in my mind. I'll be like, oh, there it is. But no, so we're gonna breathe it in through your nose as long as you can go. Hold it for 3 seconds. Once you get there, and then after.
Bro, why are you looking at me?
Until you clear, he feels goofy. Right? He feels goofy. It's all good. It's weird, especially if you've never done it before. But I'm telling you, the after effect of what you guys are going to feel, it's crazy. It's crazy. And you'll feel more clear and more present and aware,
All right,
ready? So 3 sets, 3. And I'll count. You'll see my fingers. I'll count. Ready? Ready? In through our nose. In through our nose. Last one, ready? And now without talking, just sit in that mouth closed and just breathe through your nose. Just sit there in awareness. Hear all the sounds around you. Soft focus on every single thing around us. Relax your body. Kind of feel chill. Feel like you have nowhere to be right now. Feel the temperature in the room. Feel your arms, feel your legs, feel your toes. Become aware of all of your body and everything that's around us right now. Don't focus on just one thing. Just allow yourself to be within that awareness. How you guys feel?
I feel good. I like this
You feel calm?
Barbershop.
You smell the barbershop. What did you guys focus on? What are some of the senses that you became aware of while just sitting within awareness?
Shit, my toes felt cold.
Toe? You felt your toes cold?
It's funny because I just read that quote. It says, you have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction. That's funny because you said feet.
Wow, that's Dr. Seuss. You have brains in your head.
I was like, that's
You have
weird.
feet in
And
your
he just said
shoes.
that.
You can steer yourself any direction you choose. That's kind of fire, dude. Low key, because the mind controls the body. The mind controls the toes. Controls the awareness of your surroundings. And your
I feel like I
environment.
just woke up from a good nap. That's how I feel.
Yeah?
I feel refreshed right now.
Oh, so you ever think, all right, so how you just said sit there and listen to the noises around you, all right? If you're sitting in a room, there should be silence, right? Complete silence.
It depends on what room. Are you in a noise canceling room?
No, even a room like this, but there's still a noise, even though...
Yeah, a white noise.
It's weird,
almost.
right? Yeah. Do you think you could sit in a room that has absolutely no noise and is dark?
I would like to. There's actually a thing called it's like a darkness retreat.
Like Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers just did that. I know a couple other dudes that do it.
But they did.
Where you just sit in a
with
room.
it though.
No, not during. No, during you just go in there It's a dark room, no lights, underground. They feed you. There's a bed, there's a bath, there's a sink. You can brush your teeth, you can go to the bathroom. It's just you and yourself for 4 days in the darkness. 4 days.
Yeah.
No sound, no light, just you and yourself.
One of my former bosses
crazy.
Told me one day to try this out. I was like, I don't know, probably like 15, 16. He was like, you should go one day. He was like, go in a room, turn off the lights, and just sit there with your thoughts and just ask yourself what you want and how you're going to get there. And don't leave that room until you figure out what that is.
Interesting.
And I remember trying it, and I was like, damn. For me, it worked. I sat there and I was like thinking about, right, where am I at, where I want to go. And it was good. It felt good. You almost have to like battle yourself.
Sure.
You know, because you don't see nothing, you don't feel nothing. You're just sitting there.
It's you and your ego, bro.
You and your
it's
thoughts.
You and what you created yourself to be.
Yeah, so I'm just like, all right, cool. It's almost like self-reflecting, you know, looking at yourself and like, all right, where can you do better?
Did you like when you went in there, shut yourself in that room? Did you like what you were or felt? You know, were you comfortable?
Yeah, no.
Or did
so
you feel uncomfortable with yourself?
I didn't feel comfortable, and that the whole reason he told me that is because he was noticing that I was coming to work late. This is like when I was getting fucked up all the time, drinking, partying, like doing a whole bunch of shit. And he like would notice it. I've always been like a good worker, but he started noticing like, hey man, like you should try this out. I know it's coming from a place where it was like almost like
interesting.
Like
it's cool.
You need to get like back on path type of thing.
Like looking out for you.
Yeah, for sure. And I remember doing it, and I was like, look, like it just at that moment I was able to like look at what I was doing in my life, and it just made me feel like, damn, what am I doing with myself right now?
Yeah.
You know. And ultimately I was like, all right, I gotta start making changes.
Because I feel like sometimes life goes so fast, like a NASCAR race, and we get caught up in winning the NASCAR race that we don't even realize that we need to actually be turning the wheel or focusing on the wheel, right? And I feel like stopping and either breathing and just sitting with your breath and like understanding that you are awareness and understanding that you are a human being right here, right now, period. And then thinking of all those other things that are going on, you know, allows you to maneuver through that. Because life, there's so many things in life there's so many distractions. There's so many things that we get caught up with, or that there's a potential to throw us off of our track, you know? But if you like, you know, what you're saying, like sit back a little bit and kind of sit co-passenger and like watch, you know, kind of remove yourself from yourself, and you can see what's going on. Like, why are we doing this, Elijah? Like, you know, what do I want to do today? What do I want to do right now? What do I want to do with this podcast? Like having those thoughts, and that's like what I think you were trying to say with like talking to yourself in your mind, like just questioning, like what's going on, how you feel, how you feel right now. Like, because it's one thing to ask the people around you how you feel, but dude, we always forget to ask ourselves, how are you? How am I, dude? How am I feeling?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many things in life that we get caught up with. It's easy. Kids, work, drinking, partying, clubs, bodega.
This guy, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everything, smoking.
Everything, yeah.
Everything. There's so many things to get caught up with. You know, and to kind of cause us to miss the point of the race. Like, are you really just racing to win? Are you racing because you love driving and you love going fast? You know, are you getting so caught up in winning that it's causing you to get in bad moods when you lose, cause you to hate or cause you to have negative thoughts towards other people in the race? Like, there's no reason why we shouldn't be helping each other win this race of life, right? Yeah. We don't need to be crashing into one another, or like you just say negative comments to one another just because either differences or different locations, you know, different streets. Sometimes, you know, people just hate for no reason instead of realizing that we're all running the same race, right? We're all trying to get into the same place.
Well, not really.
You don't think so? We're not all trying to.
I mean,
live?
Okay, so everybody's trying to live, but everybody race is different. Their purpose or whatever they do.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like some people are content just being, you know, average and working 9 to 5s and they come home and then that's it. There's no motivation and nothing. They just, you know, they're satisfied. They're comfortable. Rather than you got individuals like us where it's like we think about shit like that and it's like, damn, how do you better yourself? You got kids. How you gonna make it for your kids?
Yeah.
To have something. You're making a legacy for yourself. How do you keep it good for them? You know, so I feel like it's different for a lot of people. So I know because I cut up a lot of people, and when I'm talking to them, some of them they're like, yeah, I just work, come home, and I just be chilling. I don't really care to do anything. They go home, watch TV, and that's it. It's like okay, so that's your life. You're not motivated to do nothing.
That is your life.
I try to bring up different things to them, like like do you ever plan on like doing extra things to like make money or go to church or go on vacations? And a lot of people, it's surprising that they're like comfortable and they're cool with just not just go home.
Just chilling.
I watch Netflix and play video games.
We need people like that though too, right?
No, I get I mean, there's people for everything for sure, but it amazes me like how many people actually are like that, like rather than there's people that are
content, which is satisfying. Totally cool. That's totally cool, and that's totally can be respected and loved and appreciated. But not for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to focus on stuff. I'm trying to focus on other stuff. I'm good, April. Focus on other stuff and like try to find out certain talents that I have that I can use to, implement some change in my life. Because I'm hungry. You know what I'm saying?
That's how I am too. Like I've been thinking about like when I go see my guy, because usually I don't work during the week. I just work. Really, honestly, Friday, Saturday. But the rest of the week, I try to learn, like, what can I do? And actually going to see my guy who used to live down here, I learned a lot from him. Whether we have talks all the time. We're driving places, he's sitting there talking to me. He's like, bro, you should kind of think about doing this. So it sits in my head a lot, when I'm doing certain shit with him. But then, like, I don't know. I forgot the fuck we were.
You learned a lot from him.
Yeah, like, I learned a lot. And it's crazy because... Thinking about it, I wish I could learn that from other individuals that I do hang out with. Mm-hmm. But sometimes you don't. You always have to have a mentor. And then somebody one of our guys asked me. He was like, bro, can you be my mentor? And honestly, I don't really look at myself like a mentor. I don't think of myself as a mentor or nothing. But I do like talk to a lot of people, and I get different knowledge from different people because
you're wise, dude. Yeah, what wisdom.
So when he asked me that, I was like, damn, like. You're asking me to be like a mentor to you. I don't even know what to mentor you about, like. But if you want to ask me questions, I'll ask.
How did that make you feel? How did that make you like think about yourself? Like, were you scared or were you like proud of yourself that someone wanted?
I wasn't scared. I wasn't proud. I was just like, damn, this is how like some people look at me as like a mentor. Because before even like I would talk to them a lot, like how my nephew is. I feel like I was like I would think a lot more positive and have like more motivation to do certain things. And lately I still kind of do, but it kind of fell off a little bit because there's certain shit that be happening. But not before. I definitely feel like the type of music I would listen to was like more motivational type of thing, or like I was listening to more podcasts, reading more books, writing a lot more notes down, and it was like motivating me more. And I would try to do that to them too, like all of them. Every time I would talk to them, me personally, I wanted to make money and kind of help them make money. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, you don't want to.
And that's what I would try to do. But now it's like
share the goods.
I'm like, fuck it. I gotta worry about it myself, and then maybe bring other people on.
Yeah. That's what I kind of want to do with the pod too, bro. We can uplift everybody with it. We can put everybody on with it.
Like before, like when we were younger, I don't even remember. How I forgot, but I told him I was like, bro, we should all get into something. I was a barber, so that's all I was doing. I was like, everybody should get into a trade, and then we can buy houses and flip them. This was when the market was stupid crazy. And then, years later, you don't understand it when you're younger. But as you grow older, you start realizing a lot of shit. Honestly, it probably would have took off for us if we would have did that. And then later on, everybody decided to do what they were doing.
What hindered that?
What do you mean?
What hindered that from becoming reality?
Because it was my choice to do what I do, and everybody else's choice to live their own life, and whatever they chose, and their path is what they did.
So they didn't kind of like jump on board with like grabbing a trade, kind of putting all the money in the middle. What can we afford? Kind of like a team thing.
Yeah, but at the time, everybody's young.
Like, were you the only one with that
Everyone
mindset?
was still developing their
themselves. At the time, everybody was still doing their own
thing. It was like a rough idea. Like it was a thought. Like it was definitely like something. I think we all sat down one time. We're like, oh, this would be a cool idea. I just think like you said, everyone kind of focused on it. It was like a point in our lives where it's like, you got to figure out what you're going to do for yourself.
You either focus on this or you focus on something else.
Everyone has their own lives. They have their shit to take care of. So I think everyone is kind of like, focused on what they had to get done in that moment. And then, but I always like, we talk about it still like.
Yeah, we still talk about it.
That's something that's definitely doable. I felt like right now in my life, I'm definitely in a position now where I'm ready to make certain moves I couldn't do back then.
Cool.
So things like it's always timing, it's always patience. You gotta think
Keep
about
growing.
it. We have 80. What's like the average lifespan? 80 years now. So it's like we're not
70.
even 50% through our lives yet. So
Hell yeah, we middle aged right now.
We got so much.
we
Yeah,
got
you
so
got
much
40.
more life to like. We good.
And mindsets like this too, with that growth, that progressive mindset, willing to embrace and
But the
become
thing is,
vulnerable.
you gotta want it, you know, and it's
Yeah,
like goes
gotcha.
back to like, you know, you jot things down and write it down. But as far as doing stuff like that now, like everybody's still in a different type of place in their life where everybody's progressing differently. Like now, me personally, I mean, doing real estate would be cool, but I also got other plans that I'd probably put before that now. You know, rather than back then when I was like, honestly, I was like super motivated, money hungry. I was like, damn, this would be a good idea. Everybody does their own thing, not on the same page as what you want to do. And later on, you learn that as you grow older, you know, so now I'm just like, you know what, fuck it, whatever happens, happens. Whatever ideas or investments come my way, I would consider it, I'll think about it, but now I'm like, I don't know, I kind of want to do something different. Like, I kind of want to do piloting, which is something I've been thinking
Yeah,
about.
you told me about that. That's
And
dope.
I definitely want to do that. I'd probably put that over a lot of things. I would still always cut hair because it's just,
a trade, something
Yeah,
like
something that I
When you
grew
see,
up
you're
doing,
starting
you
to
know.
see things differently, and not only see things differently, but see yourself differently and see what you actually want to do.
it's more
And
to
flying
life,
seems
you know?
fun to you, so you're gonna go
I
learn it.
just seen
That's
this
dope.
video. This dude got his pilot license, took all his guys out to a whole other state to go eat, and came back. Like, bro, that shit cold.
That
Like,
is dope.
You can even do a
Low-key.
podcast while you flying there.
But what if you crash, bro?
Damn, fuck it, we die together. Or we jumping out with a parachute.
Oh, dude.
No, but like, I mean, I
No,
wouldn't think
for
about
sure.
that.
I know,
negative
I'm
attitude,
just-
but
I'm
it would
jacking.
still sit at the back of my mind, like, damn, what do we do?
I know all the homies. You get,
RIP,
No,
we don't have
but
to get RIP shirts.
isn't it crazy though? Flying itself is nuts, right? You got a big metal machine
That
gliding in
weighs
the air.
It weighs a lot.
Propulsion, yeah.
And it's carrying individuals to another place,
Propelling
their
itself.
destination. But yeah, no, I just think like that was like something when I was growing up. I thought would be really cool, is if we did that.
You think it's
And I-
harder? Harder to like do that when you don't have other people around you with the same mindset? You know, like maybe parents or major influences in your life, like telling you, oh, you can't do that. Or did you have people telling you can't do something that you wanted to do, and did
Yeah,
it
my
hinder
mom-
you
my
from
mom,
doing something?
My mom told me, she was like, "Why don't you get a real job?" And
Instead
I'm
of
like,
what?
Instead of cutting hair. And I'm like, I make more money than you. Like, the fuck? Like, I make more money than you. I opened up 2 shops. One was with other people, and then the other one was by myself. I'm like, you're telling me to get a real job?
Dang. Yeah, that's tough.
Like, it's not a job, it's a career. And honestly, it's not even that. It's
And you
just-
can do
it
so
be a
much
hobby,
with it.
you
And
know?
there's price ranges. What's that one dude that we were talking about that was cutting up the NBA players? You know, now he's cutting up the whole Bucks team. Like he went from cutting up in a barbershop, learning a trade, and then catching it one time and somebody paid him $1,000, $1,500, and then he started just consistently get paid like crazy.
You know, you
Because
can
he's
definitely
good.
make money.
Because
Yeah.
he's good and he connected himself.
What it is, yeah, like, I'm not taking away from it, but like, you don't even have to be good at cutting hair, to be honest with you, to create a clientele. Because I see a lot of barbers that aren't good. Not even barbers, just
That they're just okay.
just people that cut hair.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call them a barber because, you know, but it's the conversation that you can have
Yeah.
that creates a client or a friendship that can keep you coming back to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like a therapist.
It is.
Pretty much that's what you are to the person that's in your chair. Yeah, you go fuck somebody's hair up. I mean, it's not good to fuck somebody's hair up, but if they enjoy you and enjoy the conversation, 9 times out of 10 they're coming back.
Yeah, right. It
You know,
doesn't even
'cause
matter
they
about the
enjoy your
haircut.
company. You know,
It's like a bar
it's
with
free
like
time.
a good bartender. You know, good bartenders could create regulars like crazy.
Yeah.
Just purely based on conversation, even if it's like a dive bar and it's like holes in the floor. But if it's like a good vibe, a good environment, and you're comfortable, of course, dude, people will go over the smoothest barber with like the no conversation, like just so focused, no conversation. It's like, dude, I feel like uncomfortable, low key.
Shit, that's how it was when I first started. I didn't talk to nobody.
remember
And then
that.
I remember nobody came back. I mean, some people would, but they didn't talk neither. But as you start talking more and you create conversation with people, they feel comfortable. You know, now you're their barber.
Yeah,
Now it's personal.
yeah.
We're cool. So like the conversation you can create is completely different. And it keeps people coming back.
And it's
For
up to
sure.
you. You could talk about literally whatever. And you could take the conversation in whatever direction. I remember when I was first getting cut up by you, and you wouldn't talk.
You know, I
Like
didn't
you
know
would
what to
talk
talk
to the
about.
other barbers, but not to like
The clients,
me.
yeah.
But it's understandable, man. It's like a random person jumping in chair. It's like a random person coming to your house. Like,
what do you talk about?
yeah. And especially when you're younger and didn't experience a lot or didn't have a greater perspective on things or certain things or knew more about certain things that you feel more confident to talk about.
But it's always just, you just got to create the conversation, and that's the thing that
just,
made it easier. Like,
yeah.
if you don't know nothing about a person, all you got to do is like, oh, how's your day been going? And boom. That breaks the ice,
Straight up.
It'll tell you everything. And then when people leave, I always tell them, have a good, safe day, safe weekend, whatever it is, the weekend or whatever. But then that's like the conversation ender, And I think that's always good too. Is there should always be a conversation ender when you're talking to somebody.
For sure,
whether
like
it's
cliffhanger almost, to like keep them thinking as they walk away or remembering you when you come back.
It might make their day when they leave.
Yeah.
Like, man, he told me to have a good day and be safe. A lot of people don't say that. Your individuals don't say that to you. Well, I don't know if you guys do, but most individuals don't be like, oh, have a safe day or whatever, So when people leave, I think it's important to tell them like, have a good weekend, be safe, whatever you do.
Yeah. And another thing I realized too is like reconnecting with individuals that you've interacted with in the past. Instead of like restarting, start the conversation about something that you guys talked about prior or that you can relate to. Like specifically, I can give an example. Last night, I haven't seen Ray in a minute. He used to be the manager at Lotus Slate, and I haven't seen him in a minute. And then he came, and it was like I jumped into the conversation talking about when I don't know if it was you, but it was like Frank, we all went up into that little tower in Milwaukee, where you like dock the kayaks.
Oh, yeah, when we tried to steal the boat.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. So we were talking about like just the conversation that we had, and we were sitting in the boat. Yeah, that's.
That was funny. Yeah, we were trying to.
But like, dude, we brought it up. And we like reconnected on that, rekindled on that, and then built off of that.
Yeah.
And then it was like we never ever left, even though I haven't seen him in years. I had 2 babies.
No, but those are good friendships to have.
Those are good interactions. Yeah.
Even though it's like a friend that you don't see all the time, but when you see him, it's like I feel like I talked to you yesterday.
Yeah. It's like sometimes it is like a leap of faith to express yourself to someone that you haven't interacted with in a minute. It's like, how are they gonna talk? Like, how have they changed? Like, da 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 da. But those are all those subconscious thoughts that we create in our minds that hinder us from fully expressing within those moments that we're given and presented with those people that we interacted with a long time ago. But now we can build off of that because now he's older, I'm older, I've experienced more, he's experienced more. Now we can just build off again. Boom, 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 boom. Knowledge, information.
So it's crazy when you were younger. Even for myself, like even seeing my nephew, because it reminded me of just like myself when I was younger.
Sure. And
it's funny because like I try to tell him like, I feel like I'm the guys when they were telling me what to do, and I was like, the fuck, I want to do my own thing. Like,
sure.
I don't care. And I do the same shit to him, and I know it kind of gets him annoyed sometimes. But I'm like, bro, like it's crazy how the young age, like, you're so, like, naive and don't, like, nonchalant and I'll just do it myself.
You think?
And then later on, you're like, damn, I should have, like, listened.
Or implemented a little bit more of
like,
that.
I should have did what you said because you've been through the experience, but you don't realize that till later, and then it kind of sets you back, which I feel like kind of sucks, but it's all a learning process.
And it's the intention that you put behind the either piece of knowledge or wisdom or just love expression. Any expression, like if the intention is good, even if that person feels offended in that moment or feels something in the moment, later if they're actually thinking about it, they can like, oh wait, he's just looking out for me, or oh, he just wants me to succeed.
But there's a reason they're thinking about it still.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like there's a reason, like
because of the intention.
You put that in their mind that it's
because
like,
you cared about him and you want him to
like,
succeed.
Yeah. So like sometimes they might have took offense to it right away, but then if they sit there and still think about it, then that means they're thinking to themselves like, okay, let me actually think about it. Like, is this? He might be right.
Yeah. Low key, bro. I was like that too, but I quickly realized that it's not as beneficial as opening your mind to understanding everyone and everything. And like taking all the information and be like, oh, okay, I get how this person's saying that or doing that or living that way, But let's take a quick little right turn. We talked a little bit about fear last podcast. What are you afraid of? I like talking about that.
No, that was just funny because when he was like swimming.
Yeah, I asked him. We were talking about fear, and he said swimming. No, bro, because like again, to build off of that fear, like why are we afraid of something?
Yeah.
Because then we can grow from that.
Fear comes from not knowing.
Yeah,
I think
from
so.
the unknown.
For me,
From the
fear
unknown.
comes from me just not knowing. That's what I fear. Like when I don't know something, there's a slight fear, you know, because you don't know.
Has there been a scenario recently that you were afraid of anything, whatever that may be?
No, but it's funny because I was having a conversation. I don't know, having a conversation, but I always used to tell people that I feel like I never used to be scared of the unknown, and that's what's bad. Like I feel like once you get to a point where you're not scared of the unknown, you should kind of reassess why that is, because you should be scared of the unknown. And I felt like I used to be not scared of the unknown. That came from drinking a lot, like just partying a lot,
Like foolish actions that are.
Yeah, you just like
Sure.
you almost like strive to like go into the unknown when you're like not like fully there, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like when you have it straight on your shoulders, you're not gonna want to jump into the unknown. You gonna want to prepare yourself for the unknown.
Yeah, right. And think about it. Envision yourself being in that unknown.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like in trying to envision, some people get scared themselves away from doing so. You know, I feel like a lot of times we're hindered by those subconscious thoughts that create the circumstance before it happens. Like what we were talking about last time too. Like before going into the match, psyching myself out, seeing the strong dude and be like, oh no, I'm not doing that. It's like sometimes the thoughts pop up in our mind where like scary thoughts where it's like, I shouldn't go. I don't want to go to or say it's an interview. I'm scared to go to this interview. Doesn't end up going to the interview, but could have potentially been loved by that employer and got provided that job, but it stopped you because you were scared. You know, but so you're saying scared of the unknown, scared of not knowing the outcome of something.
Yeah. It's like that.
That's
like
I get it.
I think the biggest fear though, I think that just like naturally for me, that's what like I like consider fear, but like what I fear. Fuck, I don't know. Probably just. I don't even
Alright,
know.
how about this? Since, well, you already know, but like, does being deported fear you? Would that be something?
I guess that is a fear.
Yeah, like that. I
But
mean, that's
see-
something big too, though.
Yeah, and that's funny
Because that's something
I
you
had that
really gotta
conversation
think
with my
about,
girl.
and we don't have to think about that.
And that's-
But for you, it's different.
Yeah, and that's something I had a conversation with my girl about. She's like, you don't give yourself enough credit. Like you're a DACA recipient. Like you just being at where you're at in life right now is like a testament to like your ambition or whatever you want to call it. Just like you still wanting to be here. Because technically, like I could go home any day. I could get sent just by doing like the wrong thing. You know,
Sure.
doing some illegal shit. And it's like, I guess like I've always just I guess subconsciously I've always known like I guess that could happen, you know, and I've always had to like carry myself just a little differently. Like you could ask these guys or more him than like my brother. Like I'm a little bit more fearful when it comes to like when I'm driving and I see a police
cautious and
like my mind just thinks like obviously not what they think, you know, like I'm just gonna get a ticket or whatever. Like I gotta think like damn, I might lose my fucking DACA recipient, like I might lose my visa, I might just get sent back home, and it's like. Not even home because, like I said, it's not really home to me. It's just, I'm gonna send back to home. I'm gonna send back to
you were brought
Mexico
from when you were little. So yeah, you wouldn't even. Yeah.
So I guess that's a fear, but it's also a fear
vibe.
that I don't acknowledge sometimes too much. Like it's just like a subconscious fear, I guess, because you're right. Like I do. That is a fear. Like I would like go back there and like, who do I call? Who would I get in contact with? You know, I don't have that kind of like relation with like a lot of my family in Mexico. Even though I have family in Mexico, I don't like have that kind of relation with them. So. I guess that's a fear.
Dude, that's interesting because I'm thinking, I heard something where it's like humans are where we are because we were afraid or feared. Like, because if you're not afraid, like say back in the day with spears and huts, if you go out at night and you're not afraid of what else is out there, like you're not gonna last long. So fear, we need to have a little bit of fear, right? Yeah. Or else we're gonna get eaten by like a lion or something. Like you can't just be like, oh yeah, like. I'm not scared at all. Like walk up to the lion and shit. Like no. Outside of these walls, outside of the cities that we created, like it's all natural. It's all like survival of the fittest, you know. And I feel like relating that to life is like we're afraid. We're afraid. I mean, we excel because we're afraid. You know, we do things because we don't want to be homeless. We're afraid to be homeless, or we're afraid to lose our girls, or afraid to lose the relationship with our children or our parents or something, you know, like, so because of that we strive to strengthen those relationships if we're doing it right. I mean, if in my perspective doing it right, like, you know, like I want to do better, so I'm afraid of failing. Like I'm afraid of not being my full expression, not doing what I was put on this earth to do. Like that's
funny you say that, because that used to be a fear of my failing, but I'm starting to understand that like that's what holds you back, right? The fear of failing. Like you can't fear failing. You gotta embrace that process of life. Like failing is a process or a part of life that's gonna happen. The sooner you can be comfortable with failing, the sooner you can be comfortable with like exceeding at the same time.
Sure.
That's what we're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah. Embracing the failures to
It feels
succeed
good
and get over it.
It do. It feels like damn, all right. Like
Sometimes it
You know, you
sucks
can do
though
better.
too, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes
You
it
can do better.
sucks.
it sucks.
Sometimes it's like, damn.
No, yeah. There's definitely gonna be those failures where it's like gonna drive you to a dark place. You know, there's
Yeah.
certain failures that will put you in a place where you're like, damn, like it takes a while to get out of there. But ultimately, like, I guess that's a Crit's character, right? That's what makes you who you are. You know, are you gonna get up or are you gonna stay down? You
Yeah.
know?
Right. That shows the determination, right? At the end of the day, that's how we survive. Survival of the fittest. Whoever's willing to go the furthest and push the hardest. Hell yeah. Well, I feel good. How do you guys feel?
Really good.
All right, we got a little conversation, some breath work in between. Again, thanks for coming on, guys. Always, I appreciate it. I love what we're trying to do and what we're doing, you know, and trying to create, and it's a vibe. I mess with it. Regardless of everybody watches, I feel good. I feel good
I feel
being
good
here
too.
with you guys talking about this stuff. And
I enjoy doing it because it's something that's in the day to, or you look forward to.
yeah,
You know,
for sure.
rather than just going about your day and it's like, I don't have shit to do.
Yeah,
You know,
like,
it's
it's
different.
something. It's something, bro. And it is what we make it too, right? So it is.
And we actually been consistent with it too, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and then we're consistently going to become more open or more natural in these settings or with whoever comes on. Like, it's just going to progress in ways that we can't even really understand right now. But trusting the process and understanding that it's going to happen when it happens and how it happens, and just appreciate the way, you know, appreciate the process, right? So this, again, is the All Talks of Life podcast. Thank you guys for coming on.
We
We
out.
out.
Deuce.